Hey everybody, Shep here. Today is Saturday, July 16th, and I thought I would make a quick little video talking about what I've been up to this week and to give an update on these upper gardens. So first we'll start out with this. Pepper and tomato harvest has begun. So as you can see, all these are pepperoncinis. Now I love these things. My wife cans them. And when we have pizza, I eat these like candy. I just tear these up. I love them. They're not hot. They're just, I just really like them. And the bell peppers. The bell peppers down in the garden are just doing incredible. So far, probably the best bell peppers I've ever grown. They just like it. They like that ground. Or something. I'm having a good success this year. Most of these I picked. A lot of these plants. I think I have 8 bell pepper plants and 8 pepperoncini plants. That's the only peppers I've got. And a lot of these peppers had, quite a few on them, so weren't quite as big. So I picked them so they'd keep growing more. And some of these, like this one, were kind of growing wedged down in there. I didn't want them growing, breaking the plant. A couple squash. The zucchini plants look like they're dying. I don't know if squash beetles or if they're just kind of petering out because it's that time, but debating on planting another round of them when I seed broccoli here one of these days to maybe have some to freeze. But then the peppers, or I'm sorry, the tomatoes, they're doing really well. They're just starting. I wanted to pick these. They say tomorrow it's going to rain, and I didn't want any of these splitting. So, obviously, there ain't enough here to can or anything. We like to make, well, I should say my wife likes to make homemade spaghetti sauce and salsa. So, she makes a lot of spaghetti sauce. So, they're doing good. I had talked in my other video about some of them had blossom end rot, or what I thought was blossom end rot. I've never really had the issue, so I'm not super familiar with it. But from what I've seen, it actually appears to only be on these aromas. So that's kind of, I wouldn't think if, I don't know if that's if that is blossom end rot or if it's some other disease that they've got, but it appears to only be on the aromas, except for some of my pepperoncinis had it too, or I would guess had it. So it's always good when you're getting more stuff out of the garden. I feel like probably here in a week, maybe week and a half, the sweet corn will be ready, so I'm super excited about that. We'll be freezing a lot of that this year. And for the main show, I guess, I wanted to talk about these upper gardens. Now, I planted the corn and the sorghum on June 17th, and I transplanted these pumpkins on June 18th. So, in my last video that I showed this corn, it was my 4th of July video, and on 4th of July, my corn was only about shin high. Well, that's been almost 2 weeks ago, and every bit of it's knee high, and most of it's thigh high, and some of it's waist high. Some of it's a little more than waist high. So probably the next time you'll be seeing this in a video, I mean, it'll probably be chest high, maybe shoulder high. I don't know, but it's doing good. We had that rain, and that helped it out. It stayed a little wet, and some of the stuff down there on the other end in the wet spot, it's a little stunted, but not too bad overall. This side is some really nice corn, especially right in here. Really nice corn. This side and this upper end is really good. It gets a little thinner over on this side. This tends to lay wet here. We had some that didn't grow good there, and then some deer got into it on down. This side's much better. than this side, but it's pretty good stand overall. I'd say it's 85% maybe, but it's been pretty good. I side dressed this last night with urea, and I put about probably 70 pounds on this. I bought two 50-pound bags at the beginning of the year. I put a little bit on my sweet corn and a little bit on the sorghum, and the rest I put on this. So the way I do that is I take a push plow and plow a little furrow, rolling the dirt this way, and then coming back the other side, doing it the opposite way. Then take my urea, sprinkle it in a little trench, then take the plow back the other way, throw the dirt, close it up. So that's the way I like doing it. Works pretty good. I imagine, like I said, it's supposed to rain, so I imagine once we get a little rain in a few days, this stuff will really start to get darker green. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Sorghum's doing really good. Some of it's getting close to knee high. It's all shin high, but some of it's knee high. It's looking really good. It likes this hot weather. Doing pretty good. And pumpkins, they've just been growing like crazy. I'm starting to see some issues. I don't know. See, like that ain't a good sign. Plant, and then there was one down there that completely died, and another one that looks pretty rough. But the rest of them look pretty good, so I don't know what the deal is on that. Last year, had the pumpkins over there on the far side where the corn is, and the squash beetles just absolutely obliterated them. I mean, you could just walk, and there were just tons and tons of bugs all over the ground. And they ate the pumpkins, and it was just a mess. So I haven't actually seen any bugs, but I have my suspicions because I don't know really unless it's like some kind of fungal thing. See, here's another just dead one. I know they say with the it's pretty wet over in here, so that one, maybe that had something to do with it. I know they say at the squash bugs you see like holes the stem, which I don't really see on this, so it could be some fungal thing. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't seen any little pumpkins growing yet. They've been blooming long enough. There may be some out here somewhere. Actually, there we go. There's a little guy just starting. So here's another one over here. We'll go take a look at that. That's a jack-o'-lantern type. So they're starting to be out here, so that's cool. There's another one, same plant. So that's exciting. I hope they do better than they did last year. The pumpkins are neat because I just kind of like growing them, and my daughter likes them, so kind of had thoughts, if they did very good, I could have my friends that have kids come over, and they could pick their own pumpkins and learn how they grow. They might think that was neat. I know I would have, but that's kind of the update for this week. I don't really have much else going on for a while now that this corn's all fertilized, or kind of just sit back and watch it grow. Sorghum's pretty clean. The corn has more weeds in it, but realistically, might go through it one more time, but it's about to the point now where weeds aren't really gonna matter, and if it gets dry this summer, weeds aren't gonna grow real great. So we'll have another update here probably next week when something else is going on, but I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll talk to you all later.